Hello and welcome to a gameplay for all seasons. On today's Hogwarts Legacy video, I want to talk to you about Hogsmeade Village. We obviously don't have a huge amount of information on Hogsmeade Village. However, we do have bits and pieces, and some of it people have slightly overlooked. So I wanted to go through that and a few other things in this video. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So it could feel that the most recent thing we've had about Hogsmeade Village is the trailer that we had in 2020 and the small snippet of Hogsmeade Village we had there. However, I felt that that really didn't tell us that much about Village. You really didn't see that much. You can't really take anything from that trailer. There's two other places I think you can take more information from. Now, one of these came before that, which is actually the FAQs. Now, there's one particular question that says, does the game take place only in Hogwarts Castle? And the answer is no, it also has other familiar locations, including the Forbidden Forest and Hogsmeade. Now, obviously, we don't know if there's going to be a lot more or how many other locations there'll be, but clearly Hogsmeade is going to be one of the main ones because it's one of the two other places they've mentioned. That tells us we're going to get a lot in Hogsmeade, which I think is great. Now, the other item we've had right at the beginning of 2021, and I think quite a lot of people may have overlooked that this gave us quite an interesting piece of information about Hogsmeade Village, is actually from this tweet we had on the 13th of January 2021. Now, most people probably focused on the left-hand side of this notice, which said that the game is going to be delayed to 2022. But actually, if you flick to the right-hand side of this message, it actually has an interesting picture, which is a good view of what Ollivanders that's in Hogsmeade is going to look like. And really, to me, this feels like one of the best views we've actually had. And it doesn't just tell us that either, because if we actually look at it, you can see there's a policeman, the guy on the right is probably another policeman, and then you have who you imagine is the character that we're going to be playing, looking very much like they are looking at something. It suggests there is some sort of mission going on here, and for some reason our character is getting involved with the police looking at this. So we don't know what that is, but I wanted to show this to you because I think a lot of people haven't realised that we have actually got quite a good view of one of the shops, one of the main shops, as I've said numerous times on this channel. Personally, I don't believe we're going to have Diagon Alley. This is where I think we're going to be getting Ollivanders. Obviously, when we had the initial information about the game, we got a few screenshots. One of them, as you can see here, is within a one shop. I imagine that is this Ollivanders. Now, for the second part of this video, again, staying on Hogsmeade, I want to talk to you about the 5 places within Hogsmeade that I'm very excited about visiting. Now, actually, there's loads of places that I can't wait to visit, but I just wanted to draw out 5 and why I think they're going to be so interesting. As I say, I expect we're going to get a pretty expansive Hogsmeade. And the good thing about Hogsmeade, we know a lot of history of the shops, we know when they were created, etc. So I'm going to pull some out here for you. So the first one that I am very interested to go to is Honeyduke's Sweet Shop. This was founded back in 1641, so is well and truly there by the time of this game. Should be massively interesting to see what they've done with it. It'll be interesting to see if the secret passage from Hogwarts is there as well. You know, you think about Harry Potter or the Wizarding World, and sweets for some reason play a very large part in it. I know one of the collectibles people want is the every flavour beans, so Honeydukes is just going to be interesting to see. The second location that I want to see in Hogsmeade is actually Hogsmeade Station, and the reason for that is I am really interested to know whether we are going to see the Hogwarts Express in Hogwarts Legacy. Again, we absolutely know that the Hogwarts Express was around at the time of this game because it was the early part of the 1800s that the Hogwarts Express started to go to Hogsmeade. So the fact we know this game is in the late 1800s means it has to be running. Whether they're going to include it in the game, whether you're going to be able to ride on it, we obviously don't know. So I'm looking forward to going to the station to see what's going on there. So the third place that I very much like to see is the Shrieking Shack. It's obviously not going to be the Shrieking Shack at the time this game is set, but I just want to see what it was like before it was abandoned and starting to get used for Lupin and the whole werewolf thing. It'll just be interesting to see it. I'm hoping it's going to be serving a purpose. It'd be good to go there for a mission or a submission and just have it in a different way. It would be good to see. I'm looking forward to seeing the pubs, plural, the 3 broomsticks, and also the Hog's Head, just to get that feel and the compare and contrast between the two. You should get a different feel. Obviously, the Hog's Head is a more dingy place, and the 3 broomsticks are much more student friendly. It'll be really interesting to see how they give you that feel and whether they successfully get it through the screen to you. And the last one I want to mention is actually all of the equipment shops. So all of the shops where you're going to be going to get your supplies for school, because I strongly expect that's what's going to be happening. You've got Glabreg's Wizardwear, where you get clothing. You've got Scrivenshaft's Quill Shop, where you get your quills and stationery. Don't know why I'm excited to go there, but I am. And then you've got bookshops and cauldron shops and supply shops. I'm hoping you do have to go into all these different places to actually pick things up.